Hello all, this is S.Vasuki from Computer Science and Engineering Department. So in this video we are going to discuss about what is database management system and its fundamentals. So first we have to know about, what is Dbms. So first we have to know about what is D. So it stands for data. So data is nothing but, what are the raw information we are collected from the real world entity. So that is called as an data. The next one, DB, so it is called as a database. So which means whatever the raw information we have collected, so that will be arranged in a table format. So that is called as a database. So which means it contains rows and columns. For example, if I am taking as a student database means, so it is consisting serial number, then student roll number, then student name, so followed by this entire diagram representation is called as a database. The next one, Dbms is nothing but, so what are the information we are maintained in a table format, that entire data should be stored in a specific location, either it may be a local disk or either it may be a cloud. So why we are saving this data means, so in future if I want to retrieve the data or else I want to perform any operation over to the database means, so based on the time we purely depends on the cloud related database. So on the nowadays we are storing Oracle related database. Okay, so in future purpose we are storing the entire table and performing some operation over to the table, then finally we are retrieving the data. So what are the operations we can perform in that over to this table means, so for that we are using SQL query. So this is nothing but structured query language. So under this SQL query language, it's classified into 4 to 5 types. So based on the commands, we can perform some operation over to this table. So here, while we are processing the entire database, we have to concentrate on 4 major things. So one is the atomicity. So atomicity is nothing but, so what are the operations we are performing in this table, so it should be returning the same data, which means original data. So that is called as an atomicity. The next one is consistency. Consistency is nothing but, before I am creating one table, so after performing some SQL operation, so in this table if I am maintaining any numerical data values means that should be remains the same. So which means before and after transaction the data should be remains the same value. It does not change any value over to the table. So that is called as a consistency. The next one is isolation. I for isolation. So this isolation is nothing but, so what are the information we are representing in this table, so it should contain one unique value for easily retrieving the data. So that is called as an isolation. So isolation is nothing but, so it is a unique property of the database. So here if I am taking as a student database, so here the student roll number is considered as a primary key. So primary key is purely depends on the isolation concept. So which means it does not contain any duplicate values. So which means and also it does not containing any empty cell representation, which means the primary key of the entire every table should be present in all cell values. So that is called as a primary key and isolation concept. And then final one is durability. So durability is nothing but, what are the operation we are performing over to this table, it should be adopt and user friendly with the user. So this is called as the major 4 properties of ACID properties. So it is represented in a database management system. And also we can classify the n number of key representation. So here we have to concentrate on key concept. It may contain the following key types. So one is a primary key, second one is a secondary key, then third one is a super key. Okay, then next one is a foreign key. So these 4 kind of key values are mainly used in database management system. So if you are looking at this first one, this is called as a primary key. So primary key is nothing but, in each and every table should contain one unique value. So why we are using this primary key means, so if I am taking as a student database means it may contain n cross n data. Okay, so here it may contain the entire university data. The students may be present in either 1000 or above 1000. So in this the same criteria, the table it contains n cross n, which means n cross n is nothing but First one is called as an rows and second one is called as an columns. So n cross n rows and columns it may contain. So in this huge table, if I want to retrieve 500 students record means, so I need not to change the check the entire rows and columns. So at the time, how I retrieve the data in quick manner means, so based on the primary key, I can easily retrieve the data from the database. So here the primary key contain majorly two rules. So one is the primary key should not contain the duplicate values, and one more rule is it does not contain any null values. So which means each and every student must contain roll number. So that's why in this table student roll number act as a primary key. So here each and every database must contain the primary key value. So what is the ultimate role is we can easily retrieve the data from the database. If I want to search the specific row and column means, so on the time I can easily select the primary key value representation. Okay. Then second one is a super key. The super key is nothing but, so whenever we are representing the entire data, so in each and every table it may contain n number of primary key values. So but we have to prioritize which one is act as a primary key. So that rule is opted for the super key. The next one is a secondary key. Secondary key is nothing but if you are remaining the value of the entire table, that is called as a secondary key.